Why and how the breakup must cost your ex if you want to get back together with them. Not always something we like to talk about, but if you want your ex back, you have to know how it must cost them in order for them to actually want to make a change. Number one, we change when the status quo hurts or costs too much. I used to listen to an inspirational speaker named Les Brown, and one of the things he said was this story about a man who walked onto the porch of a farmer. And there was a dog laying on the porch, just whimpering. And so he said to the farmer, "What's wrong with your dog?" And the farmer said, "He's laying on a nail." And the man said, "Why doesn't he get off the nail?" And the farmer said, "It doesn't hurt enough." And so that's how we are as humans lots of times. We can endure some pain. It has to hurt enough in order for us to actually want to do what we have to do to change the pain and remove the pain. And so it must hurt your ex. It must cost your ex. And I'm going to talk to you about how you can do that and what has to happen in order for it to be enough. And I'm not suggesting, obviously, that you cause physical pain or anything like that to your ex, so that's my disclaimer. But the conditions have to be difficult, and your ex has to not like the situation and go through some emotional pain in order for them to want to change. Number two, your ex must lose control. And at the breakup, your ex had total control. They were telling you, this is what's happening. They didn't say, "What do you think about this? What do you think about us breaking up?" Because you didn't get a vote. Your ex was the dictator. Your ex decided what was going to happen. It was going to be the breakup, and you didn't get a say. And that's where your ex had control. But when they start to see the situation more for what it is, if you go into no contact, if you stay away from them, they see that you are choosing not to chase them. You're choosing not to try to get them back, and they wonder if they could get you back. And if they start to think that they're not sure they could get you back, because silence tends to do that. If you think about it, if you haven't heard from your ex, what do you assume? What do you think that means? Oftentimes you think it means they're doing things with other people. They're distracted and not even thinking about you because they're just living such a wonderful life. That's not true. It can be on certain days, certain nights, yes, but in general, that's not true. And you are proof of that, because the silence that you are giving your ex does not mean that you are off having a great life without them. It's a choice, but they read into that silence, and they tend to think that it means that you are maybe with other people, that you are not interested in getting back together, that you are refusing to give up your dignity, that you're not going to make the effort to try to get them back when they don't want to be with you. All the things we want them to assume and to think. And that's how they can start to feel like they are losing control, because you aren't acting like a controlled person. Acting like a controlled person is when you won't stop and you beg and you plead and you show up and you try to give them gifts like you're trying to bribe them. You tell them about all the ways you've changed. And in many ways, it's like you're saying, "Am I good enough for you now?" And when you do all those things, you make your ex your dictator, where they have total control. And it's as though all you can do is beg. It's sort of like if a dictator takes over a country and they're going to tax all your income, they're going to take your property away, they're going to send their army against you. And all you can do is beg, because you've given them all your power. That's how you do with your ex when you beg and plead and you show them just how bad this hurts you. I am all for authenticity, but that doesn't mean that you choose to let someone know all of the details. And sometimes it's best to leave your ex in the dark about how much you're hurting, because pain is not attractive. And that's not something that I know you like hearing. We want to think that our pain would matter to someone. And sure, it usually does matter to them. They don't want you to hurt, but it's not going to attract them back. And usually it pushes them further away. So do not be deceived and think that your pain will actually reattract your ex, because it definitely won't. What will reattract them, what will let them think this is costing me too much, is that they start to see that they no longer have that control, and that you seem to be the one who has control, because they don't even know what you're thinking or what direction you're headed. Before I get to point number 3, get more information on my emergency breakup kit. You can get it at myexbackcoach.com, and that link will be in the description below. It's a powerful guide to help you get your ex back after a breakup. It's the emergency breakup kit, and it's at myexbackcoach.com. Number 3, you must surprise them. And what I mean is not that you show up with balloons and yell surprise, but that you actually, by your actions, cause them to think that they don't understand you anymore. Because part of this is they think they get you. They are summing you up, and it's probably bad. You are this way. And it's turned them off, and they assume you will always be that way, and they can ride off into the sunset, maybe with someone else, or maybe they can find someone else, or maybe they just want freedom and to be single, which usually doesn't last very long. But when you act in a way that they don't expect, which for many of you, that's just staying away from them. You would be surprised how many people tell me in coaching sessions, which you can book at myexpatcoach.com, or even just emails and in comments on this channel, they will talk about how their ex said they did not think that that person would stay away from them. That after they broke up with them, that person would just stay away and not even try. And I've talked to people on coaching sessions who initiated the breakup, and they will say, I don't understand why he's not even trying to fight for me or get me back. Or she's not even contacting me. Well, you dumped them. And they have the right to not have to fight for you, because when it comes to love, you shouldn't have to fight for another person. It shouldn't be a chore or a task or a challenge. It should be mutual. And so if the other person breaks up with you and you say, you know what, I'm going to let you have what you want. I'm not going to track you down and beg and plead and fight and go through all this difficulty trying to get you back, because I love you and it's easy. And that's how it should be for both people. And if it's not that way, I suggest you don't fight. And when you don't fight, because of the dynamics that are set up at the breakup, where they think they have all the power, all the control, because they're telling you how it is. They are the dictator. I'm taking this much of your income and there's nothing you can do about it. I'm breaking your heart and there's nothing you can do about it. That's what your dictator ex is doing. But when you show them that they do not have that control over you, because you're going to move on with your life, you're not going to perpetually be obsessed with them and someone who they can get back whenever they come to their sound mind. When they start to see that, you have surprised them. They no longer feel that they're in control. They no longer feel like the dictator. They no longer feel like they are the prize and you are just lucky to get some crumbs from their table. That's what your ex needs to feel. Number 4, this one's tricky. Your ex needs to feel that it's possible that too much damage has been done. In other words, breaking up with you, far from being something that actually made their life better or made them happy, could have actually cost them you. It could cost them a chance with you, because since they haven't heard from you and you seem to be going another direction with your life, what if this was actually a turnoff? What if them breaking up with you actually cost them? And it was something that you decided turns you off, that you didn't think that was a positive trait in a partner, that they would just walk away from you, not try to work on it, not give you a chance. And I agree with that. It is something you should consider. Is this person a good partner? If they walked out on you, they didn't try, they didn't work on it, they didn't even give you a chance. Their feelings faded, so they bail. And they're basing whether or not you two stay together on feelings that can change from day to day. That is not a sign of a good partner. And it is something you should give a lot of consideration to, which will actually help you with getting your ex back and having the option that you can actually maybe decide if you want them back or not. I'm not saying you definitely should not, but it can help you, because if they get that from you, and sometimes you just pick up on things, even when you're not talking to someone, you just kind of get this impression, especially when two people have been intimate for a long time and they know the facts and the feelings of each other's life. They can get the idea, I wonder if what I did, breaking up with them that way, actually turned them off, and now I'm less attractive to them. It's great when your ex can feel that. And the no contact rule is your friend in this situation to help them feel that. But what's even more is you should actually be thinking that way. Should I take this person back if they come back? If they just gave up on me and tossed me aside like I was a styrofoam cup? Number 5, your ex must feel they have to appeal to your grace. In other words, your ex must get to that point where they're thinking about it, they're worried about it, and they start to think, maybe if I apologize, because I know I have hurt them, I walked away from them, I gave up on them, maybe I could go to them and they could forgive me. When they start to think that that's what they're hoping for, that's quite a bit different, because if they come back with the idea that they have all this power and they're just telling you, okay, we're back together now, that's not going to last. You may feel good in the moment because you're in so much pain, you'll take them back any way you can get them. I get that, but try to appeal to your logic and not your emotion in this, that won't work long term. If the other person thinks they're better than you, that they're more attractive, that you want them so much more than they want you, it's not going to work. You shouldn't have to be in a relationship like that. You should be in a relationship where both of you feel equally desired and wanted and loved by the other. It shouldn't be one-sided. Have more dignity than that for yourself. They should have to feel that they are hoping you will take them back and you will forgive what they did. And the way you can do that is dead silence. Show your ex you are not trying to get them back because you don't know if it's worth it. They have to feel that. These things are not pleasant. And I'm not just having a day where I feel like being dark Coach Lee. I'm being real with you. You have to find a way. You have to find it within yourself, in spite of the pain, to be tough enough to allow them to feel these things, to show them who you are, and that this is not something that you are going to let destroy your life, and that you will thrive, you will move forward, whether or not they come back, and that it may be a deal breaker. You don't need to say these words directly, but your life needs to show it. If you like this video, please like it. If you want more videos like this, please subscribe to this channel. Get more information on my emergency breakup kit or a coaching session with me at myexbackcoach.com. This has been Coach Lee, and as always, thank you for watching.